This little kid is pretty much myself when I was very young, before my parents got divorced at the age of 7. Anything I'm going to say will sound like rambling, it will sound like a brain explosion. But it will all make sense in the end, because I work like a grasshopper sometimes. So this is the kid, and I was completely mesmerized. 7-year-old coming down the staircase, walking, and I stopped. And I couldn't understand how I can walk without batteries, without my, just like every toy I had. Some of the toys that walked. So checking every body part, I knew there was something not normal here. So, questioning motion came to me at a very young age, and I was completely mesmerized. My mom would actually yell at me because she would find me in the bathroom washing my hands, because I was so mesmerized how both of my hands can communicate with each other so well by washing under the sink. No, I don't take pills. I'm fine. Okay. That's me washing my hands. Maybe not. Thank God for the change. Okay, motion, again, was absolutely mind-blowing. It's a one verb that is exactly where I am today, where I want to be. I am in the motion picture industry, which is absolutely fascinating. It created a big question in my mind, which is, who are we, who I am, why are we here, what's going on, what do I want to do, what can make me happy, who is this guy, who is that guy. The context of the relationship we are in this world is what moves me forward. So then, it all began here. With motion, I got more intrigued with the word, and I added a little letter that also made it even more interesting: emotion. We're human beings, we're full of emotion. We have exactly 33 muscles in our faces that creates unlimited number of expressions. And of course, that's extremely exciting, because that means you can have your face as a canvas that can display a range of emotions that can, by the way, impact the rest of your life. So you decide what emotion to display at what minute, at what second in your life, and that type of action to a reaction can create the whole next 50 years or 10 years or whatever left. I'm so optimistic. So this is a brain break. It has nothing to do with my presentation. I just thought the sink looks incredible. Now, my whole life actually changed inside this shower curtain, or in the bathtub. It's a very special place. I have to be very careful with my language here. So the shower curtain, I may say, is exactly where it was the point where the bulb went on for me. So what does it all mean? Once upon a time, finishing my shower, instead of going out, I daydream a lot, by the way. So I looked at all the dots, all the remains of my shower, and all the little water droplets. And I thought, okay, if I am, just imagine with me, please, if I am at the very edge of that shower inside a bubble, can we all think that we're inside that bubble? And inside that bubble, that's a whole, let's say, universe, not even a galaxy. And inside that, there's all these planets and planet Earth. So then I imagined the whole spectrum around me, and it gave me a goosebump. And I thought, wow, I'm really nothing. We are absolutely nothing, and we can pretend we're everything if we want to, because it's all here. This is an incredible CPU. We don't use much of it. And I think once we do, and we start loving each other and loving ourselves, our whole energy changes from negative to positive, and we just explode. So same thing, this is the most beautiful thing for me, is to just fall in love with the world we live in, and the galaxies and the universes and the multiverses, because the unlimited world that's beyond us makes everything that we create here a formula that can be broken anytime. So if you follow a specific agenda in life, whether it's a religion, culture, language, color, it can mean nothing if you look at this big picture. You question everything every time, every day. But you become stronger because you become fearless. Nothing matters if you decide it doesn't. This is a good situation. We all argue, we all have fights. I always have cat fights, I love them. Don't even try. Okay. So happiness is a state of mind. I usually watch my parents as a young girl. They used to have a lot of arguments, and I'm so happy they did separate, because they both have better lives now. So it could be a positive thing sometimes, divorce. Now, man arguing as usual. Okay, I love this. Mind is over matter. If you don't mind, then it doesn't matter. Cute. But it's really that way. So when I would see my parents argue, or when I am in that state of mind and I'm really having a bad time and I'm arguing with a client, or I'm going to push some brand names here, maybe I can't. But we are a production company, we do a lot of ads and they're really good. So what I do is I focus on something that's not in the argument. A plant, sitting there, having a great time, not arguing, enjoying the photosynthesis. It really works. So what happens, you get yourself out of yourself and you think outside the context of the picture. You become bigger than life because you understand that this argument in the galaxy we saw before is nothing. It's not even a dust. That's how ridiculous and pathetic and funny it is. Now the main story, this is going to vibrate anytime in my hand, so that's why I'm going to speed up. It's a really big story. I'm going to really try to say it quickly. Okay, so basically, I'm a woman, as you can see, and I'm extremely ambitious, so ambitious, it's like every day there's like a huge burst of universes going on inside. I just want to do everything all the time. So something that I really wanted to do, and I think it's because as a child, I watched over 700 film titles from around the world. My father's a film collector, and he's disappointed I'm not a doctor. I'm like, yeah, right, you collected films. What do you expect? I'm going to be a director. So having said that, I had to find a way to educate myself and get the right skill sets to make films. Where were we? Grasshopper mind? Yeah, there you go. So back to the story. Because I'm a female, I was deprived from getting an education because of my gender. And by the way, nothing stops me. If you really love something and you wake up every morning thinking of that one thing that you can't live without, then make sure you get it. Don't come up with excuses. It's so easy because I used to do that. And you know, it's oh, I don't have money, but what if this doesn't happen? Great. These are gremlins. Just shoot them in your head, you know? It's the fact that you love it and just remove fear on the side and focus. It's all about editing. Your whole life is about editing. You edit the people you don't want. You edit the events you don't want. You focus on the target and you aim for it. So I had 3 months. I had a scholarship. I had money, thanks to Sheikh Zayed Al Arhama, to go and study in Canada. But I had one thing missing. I didn't have a husband. And my parents were completely against me going without a husband, mahram. So I didn't know what to do. I was devastated because, you know, it's like, okay, here, curveball coming on. What do I do? What do I do? Then, because I really wanted this, I met someone. You know, I didn't fall in love with the guy, but I met someone really, really nice. And I saw a common denominator. He wants to do animation. I want to do film. Let's see if something can work out. 2 weeks, I don't have time. I have 3 months. Okay, let's speed up the love process. When I do my first feature film, it's going to be dedicated to Yusuf Al-Marri. I love him with all my heart. He's happily married now. I'll tell you the story. 2 weeks later in Fud Records, I actually proposed marriage. The guy almost choked. And he goes, are you serious? And I said, yes. And he goes, why? And I'm like, I want to study film. He goes, I want to study animation. He goes, Nayla, are you serious? I said, yes. When? In 1 month. Huh? Yeah. Okay, great. 1 month passes by. I'm really doing this fast, by the way. I have a better way of presenting. 1 month passes by. Yusuf's my house. My mom dies because he's so gorgeous, so good looking, so perfect. Perfect family, perfect background. This is a miracle. We get married, and I'm on a plane to Canada. This is ridiculous. 6 days later, he gets a job. Karma works its way. A beautiful job back in Dubai. Because I had to sell my car to support me and him. He was 19. God, I'm bad. And I was 21. And I'm thinking film. And I don't know. I mean, do I regret it? Absolutely not. It was the best move I've ever done. A woman should not be deprived of her education. Fast forward. 5 years, I come back. I go to Ryerson University. I'm back home, absolutely clueless. I don't want to work in TV. I just want to make films. I'm a storyteller. I absolutely love it. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? I worked as a makeup artist back in Toronto, saved some money. My dad gave me 50,000 dirhams. I had exactly 175, and I opened a company called D7 Motion Pictures. Today, we have been operating for 7 years. There's a branch in Abu Dhabi and opening soon in Doha. Deepa here, my manager, and my right wing. I love you to death. Really, she does push me and keep me on the ground because I'm always flying. But it's a really great dynamics because in a short period, okay, I want to tell you why this is incredible. I came here with no film industry like 10 or 8 years ago. no infrastructure, not enough equipment. Gels had to be flown in. As a director, we couldn't make films at a very cheap price. It was really expensive. So I learned the process of business while I was doing films. But what made us extremely special, I think, till now, is that I'm a local and I'm a bridge between the East and West as a company philosophy. And secondly, we're the point of differentiation, because at that time there were no competition, so we really entered the market aggressively. Today, we are one of the 2 companies dedicated to the production of feature films in the country, which is so exciting. I can't even tell you how exciting it is. Yeah, so this is where we are right now. Again, that's a brain break. I like to put really cool images for people to relax, so we can all relax. Don't you just, yeah. Okay, this is a show-off moment. Through my career, the fun part is you get to meet all these wonderful celebrities. That picture there with Morgan Freeman has a really cool story. This was a surprise. I was wearing horrible clothes, and because I was like jogging in New York with a friend of mine, and she said, I have a surprise guest for you, and she didn't tell me who it was. I never thought it's a celebrity. So we went to Essex, Jumeirah, and I walked in, and there was Morgan Freeman, and I'm like, what? Really? And I was completely like shocked and mesmerized, and for the first time I didn't speak. I was quiet, which is impossible. So the guy spoke for 2 hours, and I listened to the way he spoke. So I asked him a question. This is a chance to ask someone from your field something important. So I told him, Mr. Freeman, how long did it take for you to break in a very aggressive industry? And he just paused, and he's a very graceful, gracious man. And he looked at me, he goes, well, it took me 22 years to break in. And I said, wow, no, sorry, I ruined the story. He said, okay, just pretend you didn't hear that. He said, do you ever remember me with black jet hair in any of the films? And I said, no, you've always been gray. He goes, exactly, because it took 22 years. I ruined it, right? Yeah. So to me, that was an inspiration moment that said that no matter how much you want that thing, really, if it takes 30 years, be it. If it takes 60 years, do it. Do it till the end. Don't ever live one day without thinking, I didn't do it. You know, you really have to try. Even if you fail, it doesn't matter. As long as you do, you do. You will be responsible. Okay, George Clooney, amazing story. Not really, it's just a brilliant picture. That's really it. Paris Hilton invited me. I went to her home in LA. She has 12 pets. Amazingly, she adopted them, treats them really well. And I'll tell you the story after we speak, because it's too long and controversial. Anyway. Now, what are we to do with The Exorcist? I'm a horror buff. I love gore. And I love films that are psychological thrillers. So The Exorcist was kind of my thesis in year 3 in Toronto. So I watched the film 5 times, one with sound, one without sound, and different ways of doing it. So 10 years since my thesis, and today, 2012, my next film, which has been now with producer John Charles Levy, you can IMDb him. He's actually working, because I'm very proud of him, he's producing a film with Emma Thompson and Pierce Brosnan this summer, and I'm so honored that he chose me to produce my next film with Deepa, co-producing together, and it's going to be called 3. The first thing you learn about evil, it comes in 3s. 3, it would be the first Middle Eastern horror genre film that's that would have 60% English in it, 40% Arabic, because the doctor is English, and it's based on a true story that took place in Sharjah 14 years ago. It will have, hopefully, as we say, inshallah, worldwide distribution. And when this hits the point, all that trouble, all that covering up, all that looking for the husband, the sweat, the going to a cold country, coming back, struggling, starting a business with no experience, this will pay off big time. So I just can't wait. And if you want to come on board, the PR is huge. It will make me the first woman in the Gulf to direct a film. Next. Vision of happiness, going even bigger. Remember the ambition part? To create the first private film fund with low-budget film with high production value that could find good distribution vessels and distribute them all around the Middle East, because it doesn't exist. And I can see that there's huge potential to spread all these wonderful films from our country all around the Arab world. And if you incorporate 60% English, we can actually go worldwide. That gives me goosebumps. We're talking big dollars. We're talking about starting an economy. It will take decades, but that's how Lionsgate started, with a small dream, and look where they are today. And I think we can do the same thing for the Middle East, and the UAE can be the film hub for that vision. what I want to do in my life, in the bigger picture, I would love to spread happiness and leave something beautiful behind, even if it's just a small film. So talking about films, I'm going to leave you with the first film that I made. It's probably not my best, but the reason why I'm showing you, because it's a very important film that I did as my first film. It's always going to be the most important, because the feeling when I saw it on the big silver screen was really remarkable. And I want to share that feeling with you today. It's obviously shot, it was shot on 35mm. We don't have 35mm, but I think what you'll see will be enough for you to grasp the story. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. At the moment, we are working simultaneously with different projects, different short films. We're directing 3 love stories for MBC1 that's going to be screened soon. And you'll be getting to see them on the 30th of May onwards, the 3 films. And my Big Picture 3, which is the horror film, will be released next year, September, if everything goes to plan, 2013. I think I've said enough. I hope you enjoy the next film. It's called Arabana. And I would love to speak to all of you outside if you have any questions. Thank you very much.